ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், குலசேகர ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், பெரியவாச்சான் பிள்ளை திருடிகளே சரணம், ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்ய ஜாமாதரம் முனிம் ரம்ய ஜாமாத்திரி யோகீந்திர பாதரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதே ஆமன மத்தியமாம் अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुज युग्मरुक्मं व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपते रुकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं शरश्च महताह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणु परकाल यतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. We have been going through the meanings for dhivyaprabandham pasurams. This series of lectures in English is focused on giving a taste of these dhivyaprabandham pasurams and their meanings. We are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. We are just seeing very basic meanings for pasurams. For detailed explanation, I request everyone to go through the English translation we have done for most of these prabandhams. Detailed commentary has been translated into English in almost word-to-word manner. The whole Vyakhyanam, original commentary, has been translated into English with completeness. So, to get full understanding of these Divyaprabandhams, please go through the English translation which is available in dhivyaprabandham.coil.org. So now that we have completed Nachiyar Tirumozhi, we are moving on to the next Prabandham in Mudalayiram, that is perumAL Tirumozhi. perumAL Tirumozhi is a beautiful composition by Kulashekara Alvar. Kulashekara Alvar, also known as Kulashekara Perumal. We will first see a little bit about the life history of Kulashekara Alvar, and then we will see the thanians for this perumAL Tirumozhi Prabandham today. So that will be covered today, and subsequent sessions, each session we will go through one decade, 10 pasurams. So this has been the way we have enjoyed previous prabandhams. So we'll continue in the same manner. Kulashekara Alvar is coming after Nammalvar and Madhurakavi Alvar in the chronology. First we have Poigai Alvar, Bhudatta Alvar, Pei Alvar. That is Saro Yogi, Bhuta Yogi, Mahatakhvaya Yogi. And then Bhaktisara Yogi, that is Tirumozhi Alvar. And then there was Nammalvar Shatakopa Swami. And then his disciple, Madhurakavi Alvar, Madhurakavigal. After that, immediately we are seeing Kulashekara Alvar. After Kulashekara Alvar, we have Peri Alvar, that is Vishnutita Alvar. And then there is Godha, Andal Nachiyar. And then Tondaradipadi Alvar, Bhaktangri Renu. Tiruppan Alvar, Munivahana Yogi. And then finally, Tirumangai Alvar, Parakala Swami. So this is the chronology of the Alvars. In that, after Nammalvar, we have Kulashekara Alvar. He was born in Kerala region, what is known as Kerala today. It was traditionally known as Cheranadu or Malai Nadu. Because there is a lot of mountains there, it is known as Malai Nadu. Malai means mountain. And then there is also the Chera kingdom which ruled that region for a long time. So he was born in that Chera kingdom. He was born in a kingly Kshatriya family, and he was born in Thiruvanjikalam. That is the place of his birth. He became the king of this Cheranadu, this Chera kingdom. After his father, Dhridavrata, he took up Vanavasam. He had ruled the kingdom for a long time, and then he decided to go to the forest and live there in seclusion. So he crowned his son, that was Kulashekara, and he made him the king of the kingdom. Even as a young prince, he had fought battles and won over Shora and Pandya kings, and he became the emperor of the region. He was very devoted to Sri Rama, perumAL. In our Sampradayam, perumAL means Sri Rama. Because of his deep devotion towards Sri Rama, perumAL, he acquired the name Kulashekara Perumal. So Kulashekara Alvar is generally how we address Alvars. But then here in this case of Kulashekara Alvar, he is known as Kulashekara Perumal. That is because he had great devotion towards Perumal, who is Sri Rama. He did both Vachika Kainkaryam and Kayika Kainkaryam, and also Bhagavata Kainkaryam. So he was born in Kshatriya family. Still, he was blessed by Bhagavan with divine knowledge and devotion. Devotion matured from knowledge. So, as he received that mercy from Bhagavan, he became omniscient. He knew everything, and he had great love towards Bhagavan, Sri Rama. And also in Archavatara forms, Sri Ranganatha, Sri Srinivasa Bhagavan, Tiruvittuvakodu Bhagavan. So, in this manner, he had sung some Divideshams, Kannapuram Perumal, and then Tiruchitrakoodam. These Divideshams, these Bhagavans, he has performed Mangalashasanam. He was born in Masi Masam Punarpusa Nakshatram. That is his Tirunakshatram. He did Vachika Kainkaryam of composing this Perumal Tirumudi. Not only that, he came to Srirangam and then he did lot of physical Kainkaryams here. He constructed a fort, the third Prakaram here in this Srirangam Dividesham is known as Kulashekaran Tiruchutru, Kulashekara Prakaram. That is because he built that layer. These layers were already there, Sapta Prakara Madhye. So Srirangam already has 7 layers, but still he constructed that fort in that area, the third Prakara. And then subsequently he had traveled to other different Divideshams, and finally he came to Mannar Koil, that is Veda Narayanapuram, which is in Tirunelveli district, near Alvar Tirunelveli Dividesham, some 50 kilometers or something from Alvar Tirunelveli, 50-60 kilometers from there. And in that Mannar Koil, Bhagavan is present as Sri Rajagopala Bhagavan, Krishna. So he spent his final days there and he ascended from Mannar Koil to Sri Vaikuntham. So this is his brief history. We'll see his history now with a little bit more details, and then we'll see the thanyans today. With that, we'll conclude today, and then we will go through each decade in each session subsequently. So first we will see Kulashekara Alvar's Vaibhavam. As we have seen, Kulashekara Alvar was born in Malayala Dividesham, Thiruvanjikalam. He is born in Kali Yugam, after the passage of 27 years in Kali Yugam. Nammalvar was born 48 days after the advent of Kali Yugam. Kulashekara Alvar was born 27 years after the advent of Kali Yuga. And he lived there in this world only for a short period, 67 years. That is how his life span is shown in Guru Parampara Prabhavam. ஆறாயிரப்படி குரு பரம்பரா பிரபாவம் by பின்பழைய பெருமாள் ஜீயர். So he was born in Masi Masam, Shukla Paksham, Dwadashi Tithi, Punarvasu Nakshatram. That is when he was born. And he was born as the son of Dhridavrata. That is the name of his father. And he lived there in his birthplace, learning all the royal aspects and practicing them. Once he attained a certain age, he was crowned by his father. And then, as a Kshatriya, as a king, he had to go and fight battles. So he went around and vanquished Chola and Pandya kings. And that is why he is known in his pasaram by himself as Kollikavalan Kudalarkon, Kodikon Kulashekaran. So he is known as the one who is the leader of Chera, Chola and Pandya kingdoms. Kollikavalan is Chera region. Kudal is Pandya region. And then Kodikon. Kodi means Thirurayur. That is Sri Rangam and all the Shodanatu Divideshams. So being the king of all three places, he remained as an emperor. As the king Dhridavrata gave his control, his reigns to his son Kulashekara, he started ruling the country, and he did it in the proper way, in the appropriate way, without abusing dharma. He was always abiding by dharmic rules, and he gave birth to a daughter. This is queen. She gave birth to a. In our Sampradayam, there are places which are special for Nachiyar, that is Tayar, Shri Mahalakshmi, or other divine consorts. We all know that Tirunarayur. In Tirunarayur Dividesham, there is importance for Shri Mahalakshmi, Shri Devi Nachiyar. In Shri Villiputtur, Andal Nachiyar, Bhumi Devi is important. And here in Tirurayur, this Kamalavalli Nachiyar is an incarnation of Neela Devi, it is said. So, Kulashekara Alvar, his daughter is Sherakulavalli Nachiyar. In Srirangam, we have Sri Ranganachiyar as the main consort of Sri Ranganatha. But he also goes to Tirurayur, Kodi, Dividesham, and there he has his divine consort who is Kamalavalli Nachiyar. And then there is Sherakulavalli Nachiyar, who is the daughter of Kulashekara Alvar. He marries Sherakulavalli Nachiyar also. That is, Sri Ranganatha marries Sherakulavalli Nachiyar also. And there is always Andal Nachiyar, Goda Nachiyar, who is also present in Sri Rangam. In this manner, Kulashekara Alvar is also a father-in-law for Sri Ranganatha. Just like Periyalvar was Sri Ranganatha's father-in-law, just like Urayur Nachiyar's father, the Shola king, he was father-in-law for Sri Ranganatha. Kulashekara Alvar is also father-in-law for Sri Ranganatha. That is because he gave his daughter Sherakulavalli Nachiyar as the divine consort of Sri Ranganatha. he studied Shastra properly, and he was very interested in Sri Ramayana. He was very happy to always engage in the divine Leelas of Bhagavan. And he had great attachment towards Sri Ramayana, as told before. Many times he would bring Panditas, Puranikas, and ask them to recite the Sri Ramayana shlokams, and he would listen to them, and he will also listen to their Sri Rama's Leelas and other Itihasas, Puranas, all of that. His favorite incarnations were Sri Ramavataram and Krishnavataram. He also sang many Divideshams, Tiruvarangam, Srirangam, Tiruvengadam, that is the Tirumala, Tirupati, then Tirukannapuram, Tiruchitrakoodam, and Tiruvittuvakodu. These are all the Archavatara Bhagavans performed Mangala Shasanam by Kulashekara. Once he was listening to Sri Ramayanam, the Pandita who was explaining the Sri Ramayanam storyline, he was telling how Kara and Dushana, they had come with 14,000 demons, and they were all up against Sri Rama. At that time, being overwhelmed by emotions, he went and started gathering his army to go and fight Karadushana. And then the Pandita had to cool him down and say that already Sri Rama remained victorious, and he defeated all the 14,000 demons. So hearing that only, Kulashekara Alvar became pacified. But he was getting overwhelmed with this devotional literature. He could not engage in materialistic activities at all. Seeing that, his ministers, they all became very upset. They thought that he was ignoring his Kshatriya duties. So they tried to stop him from engaging in too much spiritual activities, but they couldn't succeed. So they made one plan. As every day many Bhagavatas kept coming to the palace, and Kulashekara was totally engaged in serving them, he told they planned to cause disrepute to the Bhagavatas who were coming there. So one day they stole one necklace from the palace Sannidhi, perumAL Sannidhi, and they put the blame on the Bhagavatas who were coming and serving there. The ministers told it must be the Bhagavatas who are poor, they wanted some money probably, that's why they could have taken these. Hearing that, Kulashekara Alvar became very, very angry and upset. He said, they will never steal anything. They are Bhagavatas, they are totally devoted to Bhagavan. And he said, I will vow this on proper method. That is, I will place my hand in a pot containing poisonous snake. If I say the truth, the snake will not do anything. If I say non-truth, then the snake will bite me. So let me take this vow, and I will put my hand in the pot. And he did put his hand in the pot, and the snake which was inside the pot did not bite Kulashekara Alvar. From that, it was proved that the Vaishnavas, the Bhagavatas, they did not take the ornament. Finally, those ministers, they were found cheating, and they were punished by Kulashekara Alvar. So, in this manner, he was always engaged in studying Sampradayam, studying the Shastram, and so on. He had very little interest in materialistic pursuits, especially after getting Mayarvara Madilanam from perumAL. Initially, he had gone for fights and won over many different kings. Still, after getting Mayarvara Madilanam, that is pure devotion, which is the enhanced form of knowledge, after getting that, he would not engage in any other worldly activities and he was fully focused on Bhagavan only. So, after some time, he desires to go to Dividesham, so he went to different kshetras, Sri Rangam, Tirumala, Ayodhya, Tiruchitra, Tiruchitrakutam, Tirukannapuram, Tirumalinjolai, and Tiruvittuvakkot. So, in this manner, he went and worshipped Bhagavan in these Divideshams, and then he also goes to Alvar Tirunagari, where Nammalvar was present. So, he worships Nammalvar because he was senior to him, great Acharya, our Sampradaya Pravartaka Acharya. So, he worshipped Nammalvar also, and then he went to Brahmadesham, which is this Mannar Koyil. So, he went there, and then from there, he couldn't tolerate this life in this samsara. So, he prayed to Bhagavan and he ascended to Paramakudam from there. His composition is perumAL thirumozhi because it is mainly based on Sri Rama. It is known as perumAL thirumozhi. It is also said that Mukunda Mala was composed by Kulashekara Alvar, but there is no specific reference of this Mukunda Mala in our known Grantham. So it might have been performed, it might have been composed by some other king with the same name coming as a descendant of that Kulashekara Alvar family. So that is Mukunda Mala, which is a very beautiful Grantham, which will be melting everyone's heart. Such beautiful Grantham it is. In this manner, Kulashekara Alvar lived in this world for certain years and then he ascended to Paramapadam. Now we'll see what is in perumAL thirumozhi. This beautiful Prabandham, perumAL thirumozhi, is composed by Kulashekara Alvar. But what is in this perumAL thirumozhi? For that, we have to see the different decades. First, in the first Padikam, Periya Perumal, Sri Ranganatha is glorified along with his entourage, paraphernalia and devotees and all that. And then subsequently, the assembly of Bhagavatas in Sri Rangam was greatly desired by Kulashekara Alvar. And then subsequently, he totally rejects samsara. He doesn't want to stay in samsara at all, in Mayil Varkai, that Padikam. And then Uneru Selvathu, in that he surrenders to Thiruvenkadamudaiyan, Srinivasa Bhagavan. And then Taruduyaram Tadayil, that is his Ananya Gatitvam. He is saying, even if Bhagavan doesn't help me, I don't go to anybody else's home. So that is seen in that. In this manner, each Padikam is focused on Dividesham or concepts. And also in this Dhivyaprabandham, we have the important Sharanagati principle that is shown here. The Sharanagati will lead to 6 aspects as an outcome. That is Anukulyasya Sankalpaha, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, Rakshishyati iti, that is Bhagavan is the Vishwasam. Bhagavan is the protector. We must have that Vishwasam, that strong faith. So Anukulyasya Sankalpa means always doing, always vowing to do good things, which are favorable for Bhagavan. Pratikulyasya Varjanam means abandoning engagement in bad things, whatever is unfavorable for Bhagavan. And then Rakshishyati iti Vishwasam, having strong faith that Bhagavan will protect us. And then Goptritva Varnam, considering Bhagavan to be the Gopta, that is protector. And then Atma Nikshepanam, that is surrendering Atma to Bhagavan. And finally, Karpanyam, that I don't have anything in me. Everything is from Bhagavan only. So these 6 principles are also elaborated further, which we will see in the individual decades. So in this manner, perumAL thirumozhi is the composition by Kulashekara Alvar, which has very deep insight on many different aspects. So with this introduction, we will go into the thaniyans. There are 2 thaniyans for this dhivyaprabandham, perumAL thirumozhi. The first thaniyan was composed by Bhagavad Ramanuja himself. Innavudam Uttigen, Ingeva Pengaliye, Tenarangam Padavalla Sir Peruman, Ponnin Silaisir, Nudaliyar Well, Seralar Kon, Yangal Kulasegar Endre Kuru. In this pasuram, very beautifully, identifying the most important aspects. That is, here it is said that Bhagavad Ramanuja is assuming a feminine form, and as a female will usually have some parrot. She is telling the parrot, Innavudamutigan ingeva pengaliye, I am going to feed you very beautiful rice. Tennarangam Padavalla Sir Peruman. That is the most auspicious Kulashekara Alvar who can sing about Sri Rangam. Ponnin Silai Ser Nudaliyar Well. Seralarkon Engal Kulashekara Nne Kodu. Ponnin Silai Ser, that is having eyebrows which are very desirous. Everyone looks at eyebrows and they want to have like that. Nudaliyar Well, one who captures the hearts. How Manvata captures the hearts of people. Similarly, he captures Bhagavan. Kulashekara Alvar is capturing the heart of everyone. Who is he? Seralarkon, that is the king of the Cheras. Yangal Kula, our clan of Prapannas, those who are totally surrendered. Shekaran means best. Kulashekara Perumal is the best. Is like the crown jewel on a divine crown. Endre Kuru, keep saying like this. So here, Bhagavad Ramanuja is saying to his parrot that I will offer sweet rice, sweet nectar to eat for you if you come near to me and sing the glories of Sri Ranganatha, Periya Perumal, who is glorified by Kulashekara Alvar. So if we are able to glorify Kulashekara Alvar, that itself is great, says Alvar, Emberumanar, Bhagavad Ramanuja in this Tanyan's commentary. So if we have to look into the deep meanings, very important meanings are shown. For example, Yengal Kulam. Here, Alvar is born in Kshatriya Kulam, but Bhagavad Ramanuja is born in Brahmana Kulam. Now he is saying Yengal Kulam, as if they are both same Kulam. But real truth is, For Sri Vaishnavas, the kulam is prapanna kulam only, not individual job task one is doing. It is prapanna kulam. We are all surrendered persons. So here it can be seen in one way that a girl is asking her parrot to sing that Kulashekar Alvar's divine name. So Bhagavad Ramanuja, as a feminine person, he is asking one parrot to come and sing the glories of Kulashekar Alvar. Another interpretation is also shown, that is, the parrots are like Shishya here, Shishyas. So Bhagavad Ramanuja is telling his disciples that come here, I'll offer you sweet nectar, that is Kulashekar Alvar's prasadam. Whatever you have to do is to keep reciting, blabbering the name of Kulashekar Alvar, says um, Bhagavad Ramanuja. In the commentary for this Thaniyans, it is given by Pillelokam Jiyer. He has given very detailed, elaborate explanation for this. But since we don't have much time, we are briefly going through the meanings only. So that is the first Thaniyan. Now second Thaniyan. ஆரம் கெட பரநண்பர் கொள்ளார் என்று அவர்களுக்கே வாரங்கொடு குடப்பாம்பில் கையிட்டவன் மாற்றலரை செங்கோல் கெடுத்த மாற்றலரை வீரங்கெடுத்த செங்கோல் கொல்லிகாவலன் வில்லவர்கோன் சேரன் குலசேகரன் முடிவேந்தர் சிகாமணியே. This is the second Thaniyan. This one is composed by Manakal Nambi, Ramamishra Swami, who is the Acharya of Alavandar, Yamunacharya. He had beautifully composed one Thaniyan for this Dhivyaprabandham, that is Aram Geda Parananvar Kollar Endru. Aram Geda means having lost the necklace, which was stolen by the ministers themselves. Aram Geda, since the ruby necklace went missing, Parananvar Kollar Endru, telling them that Sri Vaishnavas will not touch others' possessions. Paran Anbar Kollar. That is, even if someone who is losing some necklace, even if it is kept, no Bhagavata will take that. And he had firm faith that all the Bhagavatas are pure. So he never doubted them. So he confidently told that Sri Vaishnavas will not touch my possession. They will not even go near to them. Avargalike, in the matter of Sri Vaishnavas, Varam Kodu, showing the bias. Kudappamil Kayyuttavan, the one who placed his hand in the pot which contains poisonous snake. Matalarai, the enemies. Veeram Kedutta, one who destroyed their valor. So every time Kulashekar Alvar goes to fight, others will lose their strength and power and all that, because he will destroy them in great manner. So Veeram Kedutta, one who destroyed their valor too. Sengol, one who has his scepter. Kollikavalan, being the controller of the city of Kolli, that is in Kerala Kshetra, Malayala Kshetra. Villavarkon, being the leader of other kings. Villavar means the other kings, and Kon means one who is the king of all the kings. Mudivendar, for the kings who are crowned. Shikamaniye, for them he will She will be the crown gel in their crowns, in the kings who are all crowned there, who are all already crowned. Kulashekara Alvar will be like a jewel in their crowns. Sharan Kulashekaran, that is Kulashekara Alvar, who is like a ruby for the clan of Shera kings. Just like how ruby contributes. Similarly, in the Chera kings, he is like a Shikamani. Sharan Kulashekaran, that is the meanings for the second thaniyan. ஆரங்கட பரன்பர் கொள்ளார் என்று அவர்களுக்கே வாரம் கொடு குடப்பாம்பில் கையிட்டவன் மாற்றலரை வீரங்கெடுத்த செங்கோல் கொல்லிகாவரன் கொல்லிகாவலன் வில்லவர் கோன் சேரன் குலசேகரன் முடிவேந்தர் Shikamani. So in this pasuram, to summarize, Kulashekara Alvar vowed that no minister of him or all Sri Vaishnavas will take away others' possessions. When those ministers blamed the Sri Vaishnavas for their own theft, so to prove that they have confidence in the Bhagavatas, he put his hand in the pot and the snake did not do anything at that time. So that is something we have seen today, the introduction, the thaniyan, first thaniyan and second thaniyan. Subsequently, in the next sessions, we will see each padigam, Alvar Thirudigale Sharanam, Embermanar Thirudigale Sharanam, Periyavachan Pillai Thirudigale Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigale Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigale Sharanam, Kulashekara Alvar Thirudigale Sharanam, Periyavachan Pillai Thirudigale Sharanam. We are using Periyavachan Pillai's commentary. With the help of that commentary only, we are explaining these principles. So we will see in the next session. பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் மல்லாண்டு தின்றோன் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவிதிருக்காப்பு அடியோமோடும் நோடும் பிரிவின் ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு வடிவாயின் நிலமார்களில் வாழ்கின் நம் கையும் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வளத்துறையும் சிலர் அழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைப்போர் புக்கு முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச சன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டே.